I've waited long enough.
Oh, come on. Every time.
Yeah.
My goodness. I mean, press the button, you press yours, and all you have to do is swivel.
Yes.
You start talking, and I'm there trying to adjust my headset, make my hair not look like a piece of shit, not kick my mic stand.
Yeah.
God
damn it, these mic stands.
I know. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Friday's edition of 2C3 Pod TCTP Trailer Park in Yarsall Pass.
Yes, absolutely. We've got a cracking episode for you today. Now, this is obviously second episode into 2020. We hope that you're having a cracking entry into the new year, into the new decade. Hope you've got plenty of goals to kick.
Gear up, bust through this Friday workday and get onto the weekend, mother. Trucker!
Yeah, I was going to say, like, what are you censoring
I
this
don't
now?
know. I feel like maybe there's some children listening, and if there is, why the fuck are you listening?
yeah, you motherfucker. Anyway, we've got some mild chit-chat to get through, then we introduce our names, of course, and then we get straight into the episode. So...
Oh, we've been racing around the British Grand Prix because it's time for 2C3 Pod. How many weeks in a year?
Yeah!
Roll Tide. Congratulations, you are still alive. Most people are so ungrateful to be alive, but not you, not anymore.
So ungrateful to be alive. Oh, I know this one. Whether I can get the film...
Come on.
But I definitely know the quote.
Come on.
So grateful to be alive. Oh, fuck. No, I can't get it. It's gonna, yeah.
Oh, it's John Kramer / Jigsaw from
Yeah.
the original Saw
Yeah,
2004.
We've talked about this. I really
course.
like the original Saw.
Yes.
It's a great movie, and I knew it was from something modern.
Yes.
Like I knew it definitely wasn't like something from the 80s, essentially.
Modern.
Wait, when did that movie come out?
16 years old, man.
Holy fuck!
I
wow.
know, 2004.
Yeah.
James Wan Lee Winnell.
Well, we're getting to that
Yeah.
point of life where obviously we're not
We're
old.
I mean, we're not old.
Yeah, but like some of the things
Yes.
that we do like did come out 20 or so years ago.
No, that's
15,
right. It's
16
weird.
years
like,
ago.
I didn't see Saw 1 in the movie theaters because I was 12.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
did see Saw 2 in the
Yeah,
movie
'cause
theaters
you would have been
when I was
old enough by
13.
then,
No, 13, MA15
Ooh.
plus. My friend from school's dad went in and bought us tickets. And
Yeah,
we
okay.
snuck in at Hoyt's Charlestown and just like held up our tickets as we walked by.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he went and bought them because they still had ID checks for MA15
Yeah.
plus.
See, I remember back in those days, the first MA-rated movie that I ever saw, have one fucking guess. I bet you'll get it first go. 2005, I was
2005?
12 years old.
Oh, was it Doom?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, of course it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've said this story before, but a
Yeah.
mate took us and like he owned an Xbox and had played it, the Doom 3, and you know, and I hadn't, you know, I hadn't really been introduced to this franchise at all. And then it's like, oh, there's this movie with this amazing, immaculate name that just stood out like dog's balls to me. I could go on about it. But then we went to see it, and I remember my friend's father bought the tickets for us. As we were walking up to the thing, the dude at the podium chased us and said, hey, do you have ID? And then my mate's father was like, oh, they're with me. Like, obviously I'm, parental guardian. And like, oh, okay, it's fine.
Oh.
And that's kind of what set it off for me, you know?
I don't know if it's because we're older now and we just get through these things because, we're old as fuck. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Do they still check ID? MA
Dude,
movies.
I don't
I haven't
know.
seen them because
When
let's
was
be
the
honest.
last time you went to a cinema, a local cinema, and there was a guy at the podium?
Exactly. That's the thing. Event Cinemas Glendale, where we go basically every week,
Never
they used
have
to have the podium right
Yeah,
there where
that's
where that railing is.
That's where I went to see Doom back when they had the candy bar. Bring
Oh,
that
the
back.
candy bar with the scoops
candy
and
bar, yeah.
filling up your bag. Oh man,
Yeah.
and then you like fill and quickly.
Yeah.
That's why they don't exist anymore
a lot
because
of people
hygiene
stole a lot
reasons.
of stuff. Yes.
But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Two's Company Three's podcast, TCTP 2C3 Pod. My name
Yeah.
is Mitchell, along with my co-host.
Dylan,
That's
why are
right.
we forgetting to introduce ourselves? We kind of just assume that everybody knows us now.
Everybody, we're kind of a big deal.
yeah,
I
we've
mean,
got
come on,
40
let's-
subscribers on YouTube.
Hey,
Absolutely.
42.
Yeah.
No, but the proud owners of over 3,000 downloads on Podbean, Spotify,
Yes.
Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.
YouTube,
Big
big
summer
summer
boy.
blowout. Yes.
So thank you everybody for listening. If you're a return listener, if you're a first-time listener, hope you got through that jargon before you turned us off.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've got a big year ahead of us at 2C3 Pod. We've got a lot of episodes to
Oh,
plan for,
yes,
a
we
lot of
do.
movies to see this year, and a hell of a lot of things happening just in general.
That's right. The crazy thing is, when we had just last week our best of 2019,
Yeah.
there was a fuck ton huge list for both of us that we saw at theaters because of this podcast.
Yeah.
But that was from April.
Yep.
That was from April that we started.
Yeah.
Well,
so
I mean, we started going in June.
Yes, we did.
So
but
6
I
months.
started my list in 2018. I've got on my phone. I've got my list of movies I saw in 2018.
Yeah.
The list isn't as long, but it is still quite long because I do like to go to the movies
No, that's
almost
right.
every weekend.
But 6 months of dedicating our time to go into the theaters to watch a lot of movies and the list was huge.
Yeah.
I think my number for last year was 35 films in theaters.
I haven't actually counted mine.
No, that's right. But now we've got
like 60
we've got an entire 52 weeks to plan for and a lot of movies to go and see. So, it's going to be a big year.
Plus your Netflix, plus your Disney, plus TV shows and movies. So
There's
we've got
a lot of things we've
big
gotta
year
do.
ahead of us for us as podcasters and
gonna be
YouTubers.
great.
So if you haven't subscribed, now's a great time. You can head over to, as we said, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at 2C3Pod or Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.
Big summer blowout.
And you can follow us on there as well and keep up with the shenanigans. But for now, it's Friday. And you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, absolutely. I'm sorry.
I'm glad I cut you off, Dylan Bow.
I'm glad you pressed the horn, Mitchell. Yeah, absolutely.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to head down to the trailer park. Thank you. Yes, this is the time of the week where we review the freshest trailers that have come out into the interwebs.
Yep.
And now we're going to talk about them.
Yep.
And see whether or not they're going to be a big summer blowout, big summer blunder.
Absolutely. Now, if you don't know what that means, big summer blowout is essentially us saying this thing's going to be really good.
Yes.
Any time of year, whether it's winter, summer, autumn, or spring, why did I say it in that order? It's one of those seasons somewhere. Just like it is 5 o'clock. Anyway, it's like, 10:04 p.m. and I'm enjoying a nice scotch and ginger?
I was going to say one of us is drinking. Can you guess which one? But either way, let's kick it off straight off the bat with Saint Maude.
Saint Maude.
Now, living out every hardcore Christian's dream, Saint Maude follows a living nurse who feels like she has Christ living within her. She appears to believe she is Christ reincarnate, or at least possesses his powers. From A25, the studio that brought you Hereditary and Midsommer, expect this to have many a creepy twist and turn coming the 27th of March.
Yes. Now, as per usual, I watch these trailers before recording and
Samesies.
I look at the names of the trailers and go, oh, nah,
I know.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
But then I watch the trailers and I'm super intrigued and I get impressed by almost every week we do Trailer Park.
That's right.
So I'm a big fan of Hereditary. It's one of the best, I think, one of the best modern thriller horror films. It's hard to sort of
uniquely classified.
Yes, that's an excellent way to put it. And I haven't seen Midsommer yet, but I've heard great things. Same. I have if this is going to follow along the suit of Hereditary and Midsommer, that kind of cinematography, that kind of filmmaking, I will really enjoy this. And as I've said on the podcast in previous episodes, is that I'm always fascinated by. I'm not a religious person by any stretch of the word, but I love to watch people's interpretations.
That's right.
Of certain religions. So obviously this being a kind of horror film that's inspired by Jesus Christ and the reincarnation and people's beliefs in Christianity and things like that, I'm really looking forward to this film.
This one in particular and the trailer, this is why we do Trailer Park, because trailers sometimes... very different from the film in the way that they are presented. Like films take a long time to draw things out and build suspense in that, but trailers get to jam in like 2.5 minutes and they get to build your suspense and the tense, the music, like all of those things. The score for this trailer and the way it was presented, oh man, it had some creepy good vibes. It had almost an exorcist feeling.
I got that too.
But an exorcist feeling in the sense of it not being like somebody's trying to get their soul saved. It's like this person is trying to save others' souls. Okay. You know, like it's in, The Exorcist is about a little girl who's got possessed by the demon.
Yes.
This is like, I'm here because I have his powers. I'm going to help you, you know, like, but in a way that isn't actually really Christ-like.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, it's in, but oh man, that scene where she puts that piece of paper in her shoe with the thumbtacks basically and just man.
Yeah.
That was because it had that nice score the whole time building suspense, but then it went dead quiet as she stood on it and it was like the going.
You did that really well in the headphones.
Yes, thank you. I've been practicing. But this trailer built a lot of suspense, and from A25, They've been on a roll, man.
Yeah, man.
And last year was Midsommer, and they also did Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler, which is getting a hell of a lot of praise, man.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about that.
Unfortunately, Australia hasn't had distribution for it yet, so we haven't had a chance to see it.
You may get it eventually on streaming services.
I'm sure we will, but I'd like to see it sooner rather than later because everyone's talking about it, man. Like, even to the point of potential nominations for Sandler.
Yeah, people are saying Sandler was offered this film like 10 years ago because the writers were very young at the time.
That's right.
And now he's come around to do it again. I was watching the Jimmy Kimmel show because it was recommended to me on YouTube, as I do.
Yeah.
And I watched the interview because I'm sometimes fascinated with what the actors have to say about certain things because sometimes they're really honest. Adam Sandler being a guy that we've obviously grown up with in like his career and his, the choices that he's made and the films that he's made himself.
Some of them. Ooh.
Yeah, but some of them, like you've got great memories from Billy Madison and all of those sort of films.
Absolutely.
But like when he needs to, and especially in a film like Uncut Gems, the dude actually can act. And one of the questions that Jimmy Kimmel asked him, he's like, is it a surprise or is it a bit upsetting when people say, holy shit, you can actually act?
Yeah.
And like Adam Sandler's the kind of guy who's just like, dude, like, have you seen the movies I make?
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. I like that he's still like, realistic in that sense where he's like, okay, I know I'm a goof. I get that.
He didn't make Jack and Jill to win an Oscar.
Oh, fuck, mate. That's on my no-no list. That is one of the films that I refuse to see.
I haven't seen it either, but I'm just saying, like, he knows exactly what he's doing when he's making those kind of films.
Cats has made my list.
Yes. The films you do not want to see.
Jack and Jill, Norbit, and now Cats.
Norbit?
Those are 3 films that I refuse to watch regardless of what anyone says. Like, I haven't seen a minute of them, and I don't plan on it.
Eddie Murphy playing
Welcome to the club, Cats.
Yeah. Eddie Murphy playing a family of different crazy characters will never get past the Nutty Professor.
No, that's right, exactly.
1 and 2.
Yeah, Nutty Professor and then the Clumps. Like, as in, that's fine.
Clumps.
That's fine.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, the Clumps.
Wasn't
Clumps.
Christmas with the Clumps, was it?
No. It was just the Nutty Professor, the Clumps.
Gross.
I think that was the sequel. But yeah, no, like, so that's fine. That's fine, Eddie. You did that. Good job. But
Norbit was just next level.
Why would you do that? And then he did Jack and Jill, and they were like around within like 12 months of each other, and it's like, what the fuck are you two legends of comedy doing?
I don't think humanity was that dumb at
No.
the time. Was it? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe because of fucking Wayne's brother, the good one, who I like, had that sextuplets movie on Netflix last year.
That was recent. Yeah,
that was last year. Why would you do that? We're not stupid.
Have you seen, what is it called? Is it Ghost Bastards? Or it's his Marlon Wayans or whatever the Wayans ripoff of Paranormal Activity?
Yeah, I think it is Ghost Bastards, yeah.
Yeah, I think like it's titled differently depending on the region.
That's guilty, silly fun.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. And listen, this movie
but those
may be the same thing.
That's right, but those parody movies are okay. But the ones where they play 6 different versions of the characters, and one of them is always a fucking fat person who farts every damn time.
We've seen it 100 times.
We've seen it 100,000 times. But yes, A24 Studios, who are doing Uncut Gems, the Stafidi brothers, who that's the brothers. Yes, they are doing the movie that we're talking about, St. Maud.
What we haven't seen 1,000 times
over. Sorry, to any new listeners, welcome to Trailer Park, where we go down many a rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's Friday.
We stretch this episode out. We take it a bit more casual. Yeah. If you want to hear the serious news and a review of a film, head back to Wednesday's episode. Yeah. That's where you get the serious Dylan and Mitch.
Well, we'll see you next Wednesday.
That's right, exactly. Make sure you subscribe. Yes. But
anyway,
St. Maud
looks great.
St. Maud looks good. Big Summer Blowout personally, and Big Summer Blowout financially as well. I'm going to call that because A25 at the moment is on that roll. With Midsommer and Uncut Gems, I think they're in the prime of their development.
Well, the thing is, like in terms of like Big Summer Blowouts on the grand scale, like when we talk about that, when we like global success, whether it's box office or just success in general, whatever your definition of success is,
that's right.
I know that Midsommer didn't have as big of an impact as Hereditary. I think Hereditary was like the golden child.
It kind of came out and everyone was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like kind of took notice, and Midsommer just followed it up and was like, ooh, nice.
That's right.
Yeah,
but Uncut Gems is a beast of its own, apparently.
Exactly, so
separate. I would like one day for them to release like a box set. Like recently, it was the Blumhouse collection where there was like Get Out and a whole bunch of others.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. I think they. I'm not going to say I know their whole back catalogue, but I imagine they want to build up these big films first, and then they can do a A25
box.
best of, you know?
Yeah. So I'd really like to see Midsommer, first of all,
fuck
but then obviously St. Maud as well. But next on the list is one I'm very much excited for. So,
Yes. Oh, so big summer blowout on both schemes for you?
Yes,
Yep,
absolutely.
Cool. Wonderful.
Well, actually, what I was getting at previously, before I stumbled across that rabbit hole, is that it may not be a big summer blowout on the grand scheme because Hereditary, Midsommer, St. Maud. It's an abstract story.
No, of course.
So
of course.
I'm unsure as to whether it will be a big summer blowout on the grand scheme of things. But the next one I definitely know will be on both fronts.
Of course.
And I know that I don't think you're looking as forward to this as much as I am.
A Quiet Place. Oh, sorry.
Quiet Place 2. Anyway, not much to take away from this teaser, but one thing's for sure, it's as quiet as ever.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's a 30-second teaser trailer of A Quiet Place, a movie about quiet. So there is not much to take away at all.
Absolutely.
But, no, of course I'm looking forward to this. Why wouldn't I be?
Because you said that you don't like Emily Blunt, and now she's like the main actor.
A Quiet Place, she was more than acceptable because she kept her mouth shut. No. I'm not a huge fan of Emily Blunt as a person, and I have only seen limited things that I enjoyed her in.
Okay.
A Quiet Place being one of them because it's fantastic.
Yes.
A Quiet Place 2, very much looking forward to it.
Yep.
I'm intrigued to see where they go with this now that, can we spoil it?
Yeah, John Krasinski's character's dead.
Exactly. So he died at the end of the first one. So now that that's going on, now this is a 30-second trailer.
Yep.
You literally just see 20 seconds of them walking on their sand lines.
Yep.
Then it gets to the end. She turns around, checks with her deaf daughter, and nod. All right. And then they take a step off the sand line.
Yeah.
So I feel like
for any of those out there who haven't seen A Quiet Place, the reason that they're walking on sand is to deaden the sound of them moving about, because
that's right, the dead leaves and stuff like that, and the twigs and that. You know,
the world has come under attack, or essentially by these alien type creatures, which can only attack you if they hear you. So they
can't see anything.
They can't see anything. So you have to be very, 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 very quiet.
That's right. They hunt off sound.
That's right. Now, I think this is going to be good in terms of a directorial standpoint, because John Krasinski, the writer and director of A Quiet Place 1, has died at the end of the first one. So now he's taking a backseat and is the sole director.
And writer. Still wrote it,
Yes, but what I mean by that is that he'll be able to spend more time directing than trying to direct somebody else to direct him to do the... You know what I mean? Like, to do the thing. So... I don't know whether I'm... It's hard to say, but I have a feeling that I won't enjoy this as much as the first one, only because John Krasinski's character isn't in it. But at the same time, I think I also may like this one a lot.
No, absolutely. And I see exactly why, because like you said, it gives John Krasinski a chance to step forward in that behind-the-scenes role and actually grow his craft from that side.
That's right.
But at the same time, if we follow the pattern of like previous films where it's been a successful thing, but so-and-so dies and the next one is missing that element of that, if they follow the pattern of those types of films in the past, I feel like there's going to have to be some kind of new character involved.
Okay.
They have to meet somebody, or otherwise I feel like it may not be as good. If it's just three of them... journeying along, they could still carry it. They're all fantastic. They were all great in the first one, Emily Blunt and the two kids.
Yep.
But, oh man, I don't know. I feel like they're going to have to run into somebody else to keep the story flowing, to keep it seem a bit more natural. Otherwise, it may get stagnant, especially with the lack of sound. That's the key to this film. That was why the first one was so good.
Yeah.
You take out that character element.
Yeah. It really relied on that emotional elevation of the characters in the situation that they were in.
Absolutely.
So I do agree with you in the way that they may have to meet up with somebody else. But at the same time, like that happened in Bird Box, which is like A Quiet Place 0.5 or not even. Discount Quiet Place is what I meant to say.
That's the only reference towards the Quiet Place that I would allow. Bird Box, because Bird Box is terrible.
I hope, like I'm going to come out and say that I hope that they don't meet up with anybody else, and I do hope that this film is solely Emily Blunt's character looking after her 3 children, an infant child.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the baby.
Yeah, dumb. Yeah. In this terrifying scenario.
Yeah.
And how they get through this, whether they come up to other people like in the first one who caused troubles. And they've had this big elaborate setup with fireworks and guns, and they figured out a way to kill these things in the end.
Yeah.
I'm really intrigued to see where they go.
Well, I just want to know what the situation is. Like, did they run out of sand? Like, because in this teaser trailer, they both give the nod and that, and then she steps off the sand, which is like, What the fuck?
I'm also
you're
thinking...
gonna draw them straight to you and die.
I just had a thought which immediately after I thought it, I was just like, no, that wouldn't work either. So my thought was maybe John Krasinski's character was secretly leaving a trail to try and lead them to safety at a later point in time, and now they're following this trail. But at the same time, like, how would he have the time to do that?
No, that's right, exactly. He's constantly trying to protect his family and constantly attached at their hips.
Yeah, there's no way he would leave his family in the middle of the night to be like, pour sand everywhere.
Yeah, the movie opens with Emily Blunt opening a note saying, by the way, sweetie, there's a trailer back northeast.
If you're reading this, I am dead.
If you're reading this, I am dead. Now, I started a trail northeast at the 275 degrees circumference. Like, no.
It's not going to happen.
No.
Yeah. But
if it did, holy shit. Hollywood, we're waiting.
Yeah, absolutely. Waiting for that call.
But Quiet Place 2, I'm not going to do the Big Summer Blunder because there will be a full-length trailer to come probably in the next couple of weeks because this movie is due March 2020.
Yes.
So, well, I don't need to say 2020, March this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right. So only 3 months away. So looking forward to that and looking forward to a full-length trailer, hopefully sooner rather than later.
Absolutely. Now that trailer did come out a week or two ago, but we had a lot on.
No, that's right. I mean, last week, if you check in the archives, Podbean, Spotify, podcast, and YouTube, we didn't do Trailer Park because we did Best of 2019. So head back and listen to that if you'd like a treat. Otherwise, head back to next. Yep. All right. Our next trailer. Speaking of big dicks.
Yes.
That's our first big dicks of the year.
Oh my god. Oh,
we didn't do it on Wednesday.
Well, we didn't, did we?
Oh, maybe it's a fresh start. Speaking of big pussies. No?
Okay.
All right, flapping away. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Oh my god! All right. Anyway, the next one on the list is the woman.
What was that?
I've still got hair product on my hands and sweat and ugh.
Yeah, it's hot
so hot
considering the singlet. Yeah,
that's right. All right, the next one on the list is The Woman in the Window. What an adventurous title that is. But Amy Adams stars in this darkly thriller about a woman with severe anxiety and agoraphobia who witnesses her neighbor being killed. But wait, she wasn't real? Or was she? Let the murder mystery begin. Ooh. Coming 15th of May.
I'm not a huge fan of Amy Adams, but I have enjoyed most, if not all, of her work. You know, every time I see her as like a main actor, I'm like, you know, whatever. But this film is very intriguing. She has almost a transformation in, like, obviously she's known some sort of a bombshell, sort of. You know, but she sort of...
Bombshell comes out in 2 weeks for Yas or Pass.
It does.
Very exciting.
Yeah, that one is apparently okay.
Well, it looks good.
Yeah, it looks good, but apparently it's okay.
Oh,
but we'll talk about it.
But it looks good.
Yeah, but it looks good. But anyway, what are we talking about?
Apparently it's okay.
The Woman in the Window. Yeah, yes. So Amy Adams. So the trailer, if you watch the trailer, you should watch the trailer. Essentially tells the story
watch along with us.
Yeah. The trailer essentially shows Amy Adams' character who is secluded. She does not go outside. She's afraid of the outside and she's very paranoid.
Agoraphobia.
That's right. That's what that means. And she suffers from severe anxiety and hallucinations, etc. You know, maybe she's taken the wrong medication.
Well,
maybe
she does see a psychologist, but I couldn't understand how she goes to see the psychologist when she doesn't leave her house.
Maybe the psychologist goes there.
I feel like it's a home
call.
visit. Yeah. No. She was in the same room as the person she was talking to.
Strange.
Yeah.
But at the same time, so like she's afraid to leave the house, but she also can't have people over. But all of a sudden, she discovers a friend, Julianne Moore, who... Somehow, I can't be the only person who thinks this, but I've never found her attractive. But as she gets older...
Really? I can't say I've always found her attractive, but I've never not looked at her and gone,
what a handsome woman.
Yeah. She's a bit of all right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. I'm sure she's got to be 60 or pushing it. Yeah. And she's hot. She's hot.
She's hot.
She's hot.
Yeah.
It's Friday, ladies and gentlemen. We'll let the guards down a little.
So...
Lucky Gary Oldman.
Yes. But, wait, what? Is he married to her? No.
No, he's in the movie. He's the husband.
Oh, he's the husband.
He looks fat.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. Gary Oldman is in the film. But that may also not be his wife. As you watch the trailer,
that's right.
she befriends this woman, but it turns out... Is she real? Is she not? Is she actually the woman across from the window? Is there an actual murder happening? There's a big mystery surrounding this family.
No, that's right. Like you said, she for some reason lets Julianne Moore in, and they become like friends. I think that it is only the one night that they socialize and get along and like divulge to each other and open up a little bit and stuff, and she feels comfortable. She's like, I made a friend. And then the next night or later that night, looks out the window, sees Julianne Moore getting fucking stabbed and beaten with a hammer.
Yeah.
And then next minute, like the police turn up saying you called for a murder, and then Gary Oldman, the husband, walks in and she's like, what is he doing here?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, there's a mistake. You've never met my wife. And then a different lady walks in and is like, hi, I'm Julianne.
Different blonde lady.
Yeah,
They're both blonde. So
exactly,
there's
that's
the
right.
mystery. Are they the same person? Are they not?
And then she's like, no, but I saw it. I sat in this kitchen with, like, you know, and she's...
But nobody believes it because she's
gone
crazy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Speaking of crazy, man, Invisible Man's coming out soon. Oh, I'm gearing up for that. Yeah,
yeah.
sorry. But, rabbit holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but either way, I got such hardcore Rear Window vibes. Alfred Hitchcock Rear Window.
Oh, see, that's...
Disturbia.
Oh,
Shia
like
LaBeouf. Oh, you
yeah.
know the Shia LaBeouf one, not the Hitchcock classic.
Hey, I really need to catch up on the Hitchcock movies. There's a box set. There's a big box set at JB Hi-Fi. Don't buy it for me. I'll watch them in my own time. But...
Who are you talking to?
Taylor.
Who's going to buy stuff? Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
No, that's fair enough. But no, I got very heavy...
Who am I kidding? She won't buy me anything.
I got those... Man, you're marrying her this year. Yeah. But either way, like I said, I got very heavy Rear Window Disturbia vibes off this.
Yep.
But at the same time, those ones weren't as psychological in the sense of like a disillusion.
Yeah.
Because Rear Window and Disturbia, they're both like, I saw a murder, but there was no physical evidence of that murder until they investigated.
Yeah.
This is like, I met this person, I watched them get murdered, but now there's a different person, a replacement, you know? Like, so it's very intriguing.
And there's that mental illness element of it, which has...
Well, that's right. Her and Julianne Moore are like popping pills and drinking wine and having a good old time, you know? And then she fucking gets a hammer to the head.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But, as
coming
we said...
fresh, coming from afar, it's a hammer to the head.
DTCR. Anyway.
Julianne Moore.
But yeah, Woman in the Window looks... really intriguing.
Yeah,
as I said at the beginning of this short trailer park review for this trailer, I don't usually like Amy Adams, but when I do watch her on screen, she makes good choices.
Yeah, I never really thought of that. Like, I've never had an opinion about Amy Adams, but I've never complained about her. Yeah, but I've never praised her.
Yeah,
like, you know
what
I mean?
Like
literally, my favorite thing I think I've seen her in is like 2 or 3 episodes of The Office.
Oh, yeah, she was in The Office, wasn't she?
Yeah, very briefly. And the crazy thing is, she actually got that role in The Office. They filmed it well before it actually got picked up and aired.
Yep.
So by the time they filmed, she was just Amy Adams, struggling actor. Yep. By the time it came out on TV, she was Oscar-nominated actress Amy Adams. So all of a sudden that came out and bam, really helped The Office like propel up a little bit. So that was really cool. But either way, yes, big summer blowout on both schemes because I know that this won't have a big budget, so it'll make its money.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it actually could be really good as long as they don't take too many of the Rear Window / Disturbia Hitchcock vibes.
You want to hope that there's originality to
exactly.
this.
I want this to be about the psychology of it as opposed to just witnessing a murder.
Yeah.
And trying to prove that the murder happened. I want this to be like, is she fucking bonkers?
Yeah.
You know?
Or is she right?
Exactly. That's right.
That's the mystery that you have to solve.
You know what's crazy? A lot of these movies about
Amy
this type
Adams'
of
character.
Yeah. But about these types of.
Didn't work.
Dylan. Hey, Mitchell. Oh my God, really?
Just talk, I'll edit it out.
Okay, all right, no worries.
No.
But the thing about
the podcast for you.
The thing about these movies in particular is the fact that it's basically always a given that they're right.
Big summer blowout.
Yeah, you know, or
We talk about
there's a variation
movies.
of the truth.
Yeah. And
I would
games.
absolutely
And
love
TV
for the
shows.
fact
No.
if it turns
What's
around
coming
and they're
up
like,
this
no,
week at the cinema?
and
what we recommend.
You're insane.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
And the movie
Did
ends
you
on a
say
dire
Crown?
note of her
That's
being
right.
locked
We're
up.
on Facebook,
Well, that's the thing.
Instagram,
Like
and
those,
Twitter.
the
Just
movies that
search
I've seen that are
TCTP.
similar to this,
But if you want to contact
they go
us
one of two
directly,
ways. She either is right or she is completely crazy.
And
And if any of that sounds exciting to you, don't forget to hit subscribe on everything.
Try
and hide that a little bit.
Did you say no?
No, I did not say no.
No, you didn't.
Nobody will know what that is because we're talking about crazy
stuff.
We were hearing voices in our head.
I was hearing your voice in my head. Ooh. Anyway, Tenet
Yeah.
is next on the list.
You take this one. It's my description, so I may be completely wrong, but take it away.
Okay, written and directed by Christopher Nolan, starring the Batman. Oh, yes, starring the Batman. Comes this film. I honestly have no idea what I just watched. I mean, looks great, intriguing, and mind-bending, but seriously, I don't know what this is about. Coming July.
Am I correct?
Yes, so this is your typical Christopher Nolan, timey-wimey, weird, espionage-y, worldly stuffy.
Yes.
This is the first time I'll watch this trailer.
Same.
Because before recording this episode, I was telling Mitch, it's that movie about the World War One where they have the one-shot camera. No, completely different film.
That's 1917 in next week's The Arse Will Pass.
Absolutely. Tune in next Friday, as well as this Friday.
And Wednesday.
Yeah.
Every day.
Every day.
Subscribe.
In the past and moving forward.
Yes.
But from what I could tell, like I went with Christopher Nolan movies like Interstellar and Inception, not so much Batman, but his own films, you have to piece them together. They're cinematic puzzles.
Yes.
One sort of clue as to how the film is going to play out regarding its plot is the name.
Yes.
It's a word, but it's also like backwards. So it's like 10, but it's Tenet. And then you watch the trailer, and it kind of hones in on the fact that time can also move backwards while they're moving forwards throughout their investigations.
Yeah, honestly, I couldn't follow it. I really couldn't follow it.
Yeah, my biggest takeaway though, regarding irregardless of the plot,
yes,
because nobody will know what the hell is exactly going on until the film comes out. Same with Inception, people are still confused about that. All I see is black bearded James Bond.
Yep,
and Robert Patrick. And they both look great.
Yep. No, that's exactly right. And coming from Christopher Nolan, like you said, with that background that he has.
Yes.
Man, I don't think we're going to fully understand this until we get to sit down and watch it. And even at the end of the movie, we probably still won't fully understand it.
Yeah.
Knowing Christopher Nolan and his wonderfully psychotic film style, which is so good.
Yes.
But so confusing. But in such a good way.
Yeah, so I'm just going to open up the cast list because there's a few names that do stand out to me. Now, we've already talked about Robert Pattinson.
No, that's right, but I wanted to just say that this is purely mostly centered around John David Washington. He is the guy of this movie.
He's the black-bearded Batman.
That's right.
James Bond, sorry.
That's right. And Robert Pattinson is like his sidekick, but only in the back half of the trailer. It's purely focused on John David Washington.
Which I'm really looking forward to. I think somebody of that sort of culture and it really deserves a film like this, which could have gone to any of Christopher Nolan's like cast. You could have gone to Joseph Gordon-Levitt, could have gone to anybody. But the rest of the cast, you've got your typical Michael Caine.
Oh mate, you gotta get Michael Caine in there.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine in there with the new Batman.
Yeah, with the new Batman.
Right.
Fuck. We're not doing that again.
No, it just doesn't work.
No, it really doesn't. Yeah. We really need that third, to really get that down. But the description on IMDb is an action epic revolving around international espionage, time travel, and evolution.
Now, that to me is literally Christopher Nolan going into... Do you know who produces this? Is this Warner Brothers or Universal?
The distribution.
I feel like it's Universal.
Where do I find that on IMDb?
I don't think it's on IMDb. I use Wikipedia for that one.
Warner Brothers?
But, sure. Yeah, Warner Brothers. Yeah,
sure.
Warner Brothers.
The one thing that I have to look up, and you're like, no, go to Wikipedia. It's like, fucking...
Exactly.
Take your pick.
Yeah.
Right, anyway.
But I feel like he walked into Warner Brothers studios, and they're like, Christopher, all right, what have you got for us, buddy? And he literally...
He gave him a notepad.
He literally just looked at them and said, an action and epic adventure, international espionage, time travel, and evolution. And they're like, yes, do it. IMAX budget. Here's 200 mil.
That's like the Simpsons. What's that Simpsons episode? Where he's like a time traveling pie, and he goes back in time for some reason, and they give him a big bag of cash.
Exactly. No, that's exactly because of his resume. I feel like he could walk in, literally say that, and they'd be like, "Fuck yeah, man." Here's some money, do it.
Yeah. So according to Wikipedia,
yes,
the most reliable source on the internet,
100%, they're asking for donations.
Yes,
fuck, I'm sick of those, honestly.
Yes. Produced by Christopher Nolan and Emma Thomas. I'm going to see if this is the Emma Thomas. No, it's definitely not the Emma Thomas.
No.
The budget, $225 million.
I guess 150 to 200.
Yeah.
Hollywood.
So, it'll be interesting to see whether it makes that back, and I think it will.
The description on Wikipedia is even better.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine Christopher Nolan walking in saying, a secret agent, he's got to go through time to prevent World War III? And they're like, yes!
That's even all it is.
Did you say 150? Here's 225.
Yeah. So, as we said, there's really not much of information about what this movie is about. The trailer is very intriguing. It looks right up my alley. It's got everything I like, except for robots.
Seriously, this is one of the ones where I'm like, man, this is a case... I feel like we need to travel to Darling Harbour and watch this in IMAX. Is
that still there? Because last I heard, it was gone.
It better be. It's the world's biggest IMAX theater. I used to go there once a year, man, and I got to see Mission Impossible 5, I think, in IMAX, and then Guardians of the Galaxy. I got to see
Did you?
Are you serious? Why did you look so sad? It's still there.
No, because I was told a little while ago that it was gone.
IMAX is closed. Yeah. Wait, what? Wait, no. But close that.
I'm trying.
We're getting a
makeover.
Okay. It's okay. You're not shutting the world's biggest IMAX.
Yeah.
Whoever's in charge of
See, I was
IMAX.
told that
they're renovating,
theater,
which is totally fine because they haven't done that since it opened, I don't think. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
So I was told that the IMAX cinema was closed, but it turns out it's just getting a renovation, which is fine.
Which is going to take it returns late 2020. Yeah. Jesus. But that's okay because, hey, Sydney has the largest IMAX in the world.
Yeah.
It's currently renovated, but still.
The last movie I got to see at the IMAX. Was
it a school excursion?
No, absolutely wasn't. No, I got to go to this.
Did you get to do that though and go and see a bug movie or an animal movie?
Yeah, they were great.
Every Australian kid in New South Wales has been to the IMAX to watch a documentary.
You went to the IMAX cinema and then you went to
the aquarium.
The aquarium, yes, the aquarium. No, the last movie I got to watch there was an actual film. It was in 2014 and it was a week before its actual international release date. So I was one of the first people in Australia to watch this film. RoboCop 2014.
Oh, of course it was.
And I was happy as a pig in mud.
Of course you were.
Me and my ex, we were in Sydney that weekend for our first anniversary, and I saw it on the poster the night before. I was like, oh, fuck. How the fuck am I going to get away with this one? I gave her $100 and I said, you go walk about Sydney, do whatever you want. Can I go see this film? And she was like, okay.
Oh, man.
And I got to go see fucking RoboCop on my anniversary. It was great.
If I didn't know your ex, I'd say, why wouldn't she go with you? But, I kind of figured that one.
Hey, she didn't have a bad taste in movies, but she's crazy. Anyway.
Yeah, but it's funny that you say that. You got to see in 2014 RoboCop before it came out at IMAX with your ex. For one of my anniversaries, my second anniversary in 2014, got to see a preview screening for 2014's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Very good.
So the same year, you and I both with exes got to see preview screenings of big movies. So that's pretty cool. But you may have seen me twitch a little bit before when we first brought up Tenet, and because I looked up Christopher Nolan.
Yes.
Now, his favorite movie of mine is 2000's Memento with Guy Pearce. You seen Memento?
Long time ago, yeah.
But it's a brilliant film.
That's a film it begins at the end and works its way back, isn't it?
It chops between both.
Okay.
Basically, the movie plays a color scene of him at this point of the story, and then a black and white scene of him at this point of the story, and it goes this scene, that scene, this scene, that scene.
So it works its way in.
The movie ends in the middle.
That's cool.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
I just saw his next film after Tenet.
Yep.
Is him redoing Memento.
Redoing?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's him doing it again.
That's
interesting. I'm so excited.
So it's not a sequel, it's a remake, essentially, of his own film.
Yes. But that's the crazy thing. Like, as in that was 20 years ago in 2000. I mean, you look at that and then you see his work that you've seen since, and it's like, Christopher Nolan, you crazy bastard.
You crazy, but
you make all this crazy stuff. But either way, I'm so excited for that. Cannot wait. I love Memento as long as he doesn't butcher his own property.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll take care of it. Again, he's probably walked in and gone, remake of Guy with back and forth?
Yeah.
And they're like, money!
I couldn't quite make the film, so I just filmed things and chucked it together, and it turns out people think it goes from one end to the middle.
I want to do that again. They're like, money!
Yeah, pretty much.
Christopher Nolan, you sneaky bastard.
Anyway, we've got one more for Trailer Park this week. I'll let you take it away because she didn't put it in the description, so I'll let you think of something on the spot!
Yeah, all right. The last one on the list was one called Downhill, starring Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Will Ferrell.
Yep.
Now, this story centers around a family whose Will Ferrell's character's father has just died. So they're like, live every life to the moment. So they're like, let's go downhill skiing.
Yeah.
And then they go to the slopes and it turns out they almost die, but Will Ferrell runs away and doesn't save his family.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Orkies. And then it turns out that this film isn't as funny as I thought it would be, and it looks like it's going to go down a more serious route. And so they look like they're falling apart, but maybe they're going to get back together. And
so the relationship is going downhill. And this is...
it's punny.
It is funny.
Not only is their relationship going downhill, but they're skiing too.
Oh, downhill.
Oh, man. Hollywood, you sneaky bastard.
Definitely written and directed by Chris Nolan.
Yeah. Family goes to the mountains and
Money.
Downhill. He's 150 mil, mate. He's like, oh, okay. Yeah,
Anyway,
but
yeah.
either way, this one had very Little Miss Sunshine vibes.
Yeah.
Have you seen Little Miss Sunshine?
No.
It's like an indie comedy that's like funny, but it's more real than anything. Like
It's got your relatable, realistic sort of emotional
praised as
tones.
like a comedy, but it's really not a typical comedy.
I think what
You know,
will
like,
make this a comedy is the actors chosen to star in this film. You've got Will Ferrell and Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who are both great in their own right.
Oh, fantastic.
Really getting to flex their acting chops, especially someone like Will Ferrell, who's obviously known for his wacky comedy kind of silly, goofy roles.
But have you seen him in Stranger Than Fiction?
No, I haven't. I would assume he's good as an actor.
No, that's what I mean. He's got a very Adam Sandler, Jim Carrey-like reputation, where he's known for that one particular comedic style, but just give him the chance to just flex a little.
Yeah.
And he's actually not that bad, and that's why Stranger Than Fiction, he got nominated for Best Actor at a Golden Globe.
Very cool.
Yeah, exactly. So he's had that credibility behind him. This screams like that to me, where they've both taken it because it's a real hard-hitting, truthful, probably very emotional script driven off their what they can act and portray these characters. But there'll be little elements of comedy, but I fully don't expect to laugh much through this.
No, I think it'll be more like, haha, that's relatable.
Yeah, exactly. Or just be
I
like,
understand why they're doing
ooh.
these things. But what I'm looking forward to most in this film is seeing
Looking or lurking?
Lurking.
Lurking forward to.
Yeah,
sorry.
lurking and looking, but mostly lurking. Julia Louis-Dreyfus on the big screen. I love her.
Absolutely.
I was like, one of the only reasons I watched Seinfeld is obviously, Seinfeld and Kramer.
She's fantastic, and I'm so glad she is the only one. I mean, Jerry Seinfeld's never tried, but she's the only one to get through the Seinfeld curse.
Yes,
because
and have
all
a
three of the other
career.
ones besides Jerry have tried sitcoms, and she had like 2 or 3 that failed miserably.
Yeah,
and then she found Veep, and now she's won like 17 Emmys from Veep.
Okay, yeah,
and that's I think just wrapped up last year, or it's just about to wrap up. And ran for 8 seasons. It's been killer.
I just like seeing someone like that on the silver screen. Yeah, and I've always adored her. She's a handsome woman.
She's very she looks the same.
Yeah,
she looks the same now than when she did as Elaine.
Yeah,
and trust me, her back as Elaine. Whew,
she's adorable.
Yes, but I mean, Will Ferrell, he ain't no straight-teethed motherfucker either.
Straight-teethed motherfucker.
Yes, he's definitely not that.
Okay.
But
anyway,
either way, this looks intriguing. I don't know if it'll be a big summer blowout financially, but has the potential to be a big summer blowout critically.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The funny thing about this, on the IMDb page, it says it's rated R. I did not get R-rated vibes from this at all. So,
well, again, we are just for the Australian listeners, which you 95% of you are.
Yep.
R in America is an MA for us.
Yes,
but I didn't get that at all.
R and MA really aren't that far separated, are they?
I think they are, dude.
It depends on the theme. I think.
Yeah. Well, if you notice, like where it says R, if it is an R18 for us, it will say R18 because they rate it R and then R18 as well. Yeah, 18 plus.
So this is R, like 15 and over, technically. And I think it'll
mature
be more
audiences, parental guidance.
I think this may be R-rated due to the themes, but also there might be some swearing.
I feel like there might be some intimacy as well.
You reckon?
I reckon they'll try. I reckon they'll try and fuck the problems better.
There are elements of possible cheating.
Oh,
in this as well, because there are like...
You're talking about the Asian lady?
Talking about... Well, there's also this Hanson ski
instructor
instructor that Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character is also trying to pursue.
That's right.
While on the snowfields as well. But yeah, I think Downhill's going to be fun. I think it's going to be... I think it's going to be a big summer blunder grand scheme. I don't know if it's going to be
fun. I reckon it's going to be very confronting.
Okay.
Just have a very dirty feeling about it.
Dirty feeling?
Yeah, a dirty feeling where, like, it says comedy drama, but I reckon this is a drama with, like, just...
the sprinkles of comedy. Yeah.
Barely. Yeah. I reckon this is them flexing. They go, come out.
Okay.
You know. Yeah, some of that. See. Yeah, but either way, it's been Trailer Park this week.
Yes, it is. Thank you for coming, and we'll see you next Friday. It is hot in this room.
I know.
If there's one thing I'm looking forward to later in the year is this room cooling down.
Yes.
Where we can sit in here with jumpers again.
I swear to God, if we sit in here in winter and go, ooh, it's cold, either of us are entitled to slap the other one. Just to remember these moments that we pushed through. But either way...
Hopefully by winter, we won't be in here.
No,
we
that's
may
right.
be in a house that has ducted air conditioning.
It better have ducted. Gosh. Otherwise, I
Anyway.
can't work in these conditions.
Oh my god.
Or
neither
maybe
can
head
I.
to tpublic.com and purchase some 2C3 per. It's just too hot for me to. Yeah, do it.
Wait,
Yeah.
it is that one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's your or bird. Oh.
It's time for Yas or Pass, excited or blinded.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the first edition of 2020, the New Year's Day edition of Yas or Pass, excited or blinded.
Yeah.
This is the part of the week where we review the films coming to theaters this weekend, and maybe you don't have plans, or maybe you planned on going to the theaters, or maybe you don't know what you want to do. And maybe we can guide you in the direction to go and support your local theater and check out a brand new film.
Absolutely. So, will these films make your top list for 2020 or the bottom? One of them might, but we'll find out and it's wait to be seen.
Maybe
But
3 of them might.
maybe 3 of them might. That's right. But anyway, let's rip in, Mitchell. This is usually your takeaway, so let's get into it.
Yeah, and this week we have 3 all pretty big budgety films.
Yeah.
Now, the first one, of course, it's school holidays here in Australia.
Yes.
As I know.
Yes.
And the first one is a big budget one from, I believe it's DreamWorks or Sony Animation. And it is Spies in Disguise. Now, this one stars none other than Tom Holland and Will Smith.
And Karen Gillan.
Karen Gillan, that's what I was going to say, but you cut me off.
Oh, okay.
I totally knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah, now this one, obviously, we've all seen the trailers. We've had it for Trailer Park. We've had it for lots of segments, news and stuff, as this movie's been produced over the last 12 months.
Yep.
Basically, Will Smith is a secret agent, superstar spy.
Yep. With all the gadgets and all the know-how.
Of course, and then very get smart type thing. I don't think nobody could get close to the bad guys.
Yeah.
So then they get the tech guy to make a disguise machine of some kind and turns him into a pigeon.
Yes, so I remember the trailer that was the first trailer that came out for Spies in Disguise. It didn't have any indication. It was just like, super secret spy, comedy, fun, action, hilariousness. And all of a sudden, hard cut, Will Smith is a pigeon.
He's a pigeon.
There was no indication as to how he became a pigeon.
Yeah.
It was just hard cut pigeon, and everyone was like, hold on a minute.
Wait a minute.
What the fuck is this?
I feel like they're missing something.
Yeah, and when I was at the trailer, when I was watching the film Jumanji over the previous weekend, I got to see the trailer for Spies in Disguise on the big screen, and it was a different trailer, but very similar in the way that it did show off a lot, like half of the trailer.
Did he lay the egg?
He did.
I knew that would get a giggle out
and
of you.
I leaned over to Taylor and was like, so it transforms him into a female pigeon?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
With Will Smith's voice.
Yeah.
And then he's like, what happens in the submarine stays in the submarine.
Yeah.
I know.
So,
But that's the thing. He pooped the egg out because he was scared.
No, Tom Holland's character was squeezing him.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And
he squeezed an egg out.
So I guess his genital...
So,
can male birds lay eggs?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad we cleared that up.
Yeah. Because eggs are for reproductive systems.
I know, but maybe male seahorses carry the babies?
That doesn't make any sense. That makes it the female. That's just how it should work. Anyway, before we go on,
when the woman seahorse says "go fuck yourself," she means it literally.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
Snails can change their sex depending on how they feel on the day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right. So if you ever see a cranky snail, hello, miss.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, back to the movie. It's just as confusing as that conversation.
Right. Spies in Disguise.
Yeah, the first half of the trailer did the same thing where it showed a lot of the spy stuff and like the action and that super sophisticated technology.
Of course.
And then they do show Tom Holland's character being like, hey, I'm the nerdy tech guy and I've developed this technology which can transform you. But then the rest of the trailer shows Will Smith's character as a spy, as a pigeon, and not as a pigeon. As a pigeon, as not as a pigeon. So is he trapped as a pigeon, or does he choose to change between depending on what scenario he's in?
The last trailer I saw for this, it was purely he was not a pigeon, and then became a pigeon. And then was stuck.
That's what I mean. But now this new trailer is like, is he not?
Well, I assume he has to be because surely if he gets turned into a pigeon, freaks the fuck out as he does in all the trailers, and then gets turned back, he's going to say, don't fucking touch me with that thing again.
Yeah.
And go to his boss and say, fuck that dude off.
Yeah.
Like, so
he
there's
turned
no
me
way.
into a female pigeon.
As far as I'm concerned, he is stuck as that pigeon.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, at the end of the movie, we'll flick back.
Now, if
Unless he meets a pigeon lady.
A pigeon male, you mean?
Oh, right, because he fucking laying it. Oh, God. It's a kid's movie. This is way too much thought process into this.
Now, another question about this based on one of our previous episodes.
Oh, lordy.
If Will Smith's character can
Oh,
turn
my
into...
God.
Yes, he knows exactly where I'm going with this. And I'll open up this question to the audience as well.
Yeah.
If you were Will Smith as a super secret spy and you got turned into a female pigeon and you could lay an egg, would you then turn back into the human and eat that egg? Would you eat...
See, that adds a whole nother layer to it, because last time we were talking about as humans,
would you eat
whether
your own
we
egg?
would eat our own egg.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I reckon if I could turn into a pigeon and lay an egg and then turn back into a human and eat that egg, I would, because that's
You
a
would.
pigeon egg.
That is.
If I was a human and laid a fucking egg comparative to my body as if it was a chicken and an egg,
Yes.
it would be like you just gestured, a big fucking egg.
It would be a big fucking
I would
egg.
be way too uncomfortable to eat that.
But you'd be happy to eat a tiny little pigeon
Yes, yes, because I
Okay.
could pretend it came from a bird instead of my butt,
egg.
or
True.
my egg laying canal.
Imagine all...
I'm not a bird gynecologist, man. I don't get it.
It is Friday, after all.
Oh, that's right.
But yeah, so imagine like your friends coming over and like, hey, do you mind if I make some eggs? Yeah, go for it. Wait. And they open the fridge and you've got like this just a row of like tiny eggs. Where'd you get these from? Oh, they're pigeon eggs.
Yeah.
Where do you get pigeon eggs from? Never mind.
My uncle trains them.
Penis.
Either way, if we run out, I got more.
You just got to call me up.
So,
Anyway.
Yas Pass excited or McBlotted, Dylan?
Listen, depending on the weekend this comes out.
This weekend?
It is this weekend. Yeah, true.
That's why we're talking about
I'm
it.
still in trailer park mode
Yes.
because I still struggle to believe that this is a movie.
Yes, it is. Very much so.
Pass.
Pass.
Yes.
Yeah, because okay. I understand exactly with our scheduling and things and all of our personal commitments and trying to keep up to date with this. I think we've already got this weekend's locked in.
Yeah.
So, it's a pass for you because you're not going to see it. We're not going to have time to run back and catch up.
No.
It's a yas for me because the kids are on school holidays.
Okay.
I'll see this at some stage.
Yeah.
You know,
And you can let me know whether I should go see it.
No, that's right, exactly. But also, you know me, I have a fondness for turning up and then going, by the way, I saw 3 different films this week because I have time.
Yeah.
But okay, no, that's fair enough. It's a yes for me.
Cool. Next
Pass
on
for
the
you.
list.
Next on the list, we have a documentary.
Mm.
It's called Little Women.
Mm.
Now, set in the 1920s, this
Yes.
film follows a family of women who suffer from a genetic disorder, which means they all grow to be little people.
Yes.
And they suffer through the 20s of the sideshow circus era.
Yes.
And they come out the other side and they start their own families and that with regular sized men, but then they only have little girls.
Yes, and
And
there's
this
also
followed-
a very hard-hitting story around the discrimination and where the name midget was formed.
Not only that, it's also fucking...
Damn it, man! We were going so well. I said one thing.
I know, but you said midget. I wasn't expecting it.
You're talking about little people.
I know, and I was building that story so well from the 20s and the sideshow
Okay,
circus.
let's continue. Let's continue. We can do
yes.
this.
No, that's right. The discrimination.
Starring world-renowned midget actor.
No, like I said, it's
Yes.
a documentary. They're not reenacting these scenes. It turns out Emma Watson is actually a 4th generation little person.
Yes, she is. Yeah.
Now, a lot of people didn't know in Harry Potter, the reason they have the long gowns is because she was wearing stilts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, no, you're wrong. I did watch the special features to that.
Oh, you saw that, did you?
2 people. No, she's actually standing on the shoulders
Oh my god!
of a little person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually
Man, it is hot in here.
it's actually Florence Pugh. She was standing on top
yes,
of, but
yes,
this
of
time
course.
Florence gets to stand out on her own.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Without a cape.
Yes.
Either way, man, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Let's actually talk
we
about
tried.
this film.
Okay.
Yeah.
So normally I like to fuck with Dylan with Yas or Pass. and make a fake description for something. This week I didn't write shit, so everything that you just heard was off the cuff, and that's why we couldn't keep it together, because we didn't know where we were going with that. Now, Little Women is based off a novel, I believe, from like the 1868
1868, yes.
1868 novel by Louise May Alcott. This novel has been reimagined many a time, up to the point that where last year at Event Cinemas there was a fucking Little Women remake set in modern times. This one is traditional to the 1800 setting that the novel is.
Yes,
and it looks intriguing. But I mean, I saw the trailer just recently this weekend. It looks intriguing. Looks like a pretty good story. I'm not overly concerned.
I'm going to give this as a blighted. And the reason being, listen, we're obviously fans of film at this podcast, and we do see many different genres of film.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, we do see a few that do stand out on occasion, that are a bit off the cuff and a bit different to what you'd expect us to like, being two blokes that love action, comedy, horrors, things like that, and those things combined. This may be a great film. It's got Meryl Streep in it, so it's guaranteed to have good performances.
Oh, yeah. The cast is phenomenal.
Yeah, but I haven't even watched the trailer. I don't have any interest in this. If it was about the subject of matter that we were talking about earlier, I'd be very intrigued. But the fact that it's not about little people, it's just a story about women who are
little women. But set in the context that it is back in those times, it's called Little Women because back in the day, women were just literally there to be loved.
That's
like
correct.
Literally, and I mean, they got abused and stuff as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's not beat around it, but literally, it was just they're there to be a wife and a mother, and that's it.
They were abused. Let's not beat around it.
Well, a bit of a play on words, bit of a wish list, Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to the next one that I'm really actually looking forward to before we sweat.
It's a pass for me.
Okay, it's a pass.
But if this comes on Netflix in 6 months, I might watch it.
Yeah.
And let's also just say, like you said, we're fans of film.
Yep.
Last year, we saw quite a few films at the theaters that were just left field drama movies. Like, we enjoy those types of films. But this week, we have other things to take care of.
Yes, absolutely. Being the beginning of the year and all. But the next one on the list is one that I think we're both looking forward to.
Yes.
Yes, it's definitely my top pick for this week. Do you want to take this one away?
No, you can tell us about it.
Okay, the film is called The Gentleman.
Yes.
Now, this is the next film by Guy Ritchie, starring Matthew McConaughey, Charlie Hunnam, Colin Farrell, Henry Golding.
Yes.
The Millennial
Dylan's favorite.
Firework, and, of course, Hugh Grant.
I was going to say Hugh Grant. Also Eddie Marsden.
Eddie Marsden, yes, of course. Yeah, so this is a stacked cast.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have anything on the screen. I didn't come prepared.
No. Yeah,
but
just
from
have a
what
stab.
I've seen the trailer a lot, and it looks like it's telling a sort of a comedy-esque story about a drug tycoon played by Matthew McConaughey, where Henry Goulding's character, as the younger generation, is coming through to try and intimidate and buy and take over the marijuana industry of that particular area.
Is it marijuana?
Well, they find marijuana in those...
I reckon it's going to be like heroin or something.
Oh, it'll be
something
more than
hardcore.
that. But in the trailers, they find marijuana like warehouses,
Panadol.
the stash... paracetamol, very dangerous
Aspirin.
stuff. Stay
Risky.
clear, kids. Yeah.
No.
Vaccines. Stay away from them. Fuck. But let's actually Google it, The Gentleman, to find out exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Before I let you go on with it, there's a particular moment in the trailer which kind of threw me off.
Okay.
It's the beginning where Hugh Grant, and he just says, "Play a game with me, Raymond."
Yeah.
Lovely. And I was like, why are you saying it like that?
Well, no,
it's weird.
I thought that was hilarious. Like, as in, play a game with me, Raymond. And he's like, no. And he's like, oh, please, Raymond, play a game with me. And he's like, fine. And he's like, lovely.
No, I just think it's the way he says it is weird. I don't mind the dialogue. It's just the way it's weird.
I think that's great. And I love that trailer as well. Also, I mean, Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
Like
Fahawk? His name's Fahawk?
Yeah, his name's Fahawk. Oh, stop. I can't remember what the line is.
Shut the
It's
Fahawk
fantastic.
up.
Yeah, shut the Fahawk up. A fuck. Yeah. Oh, no. This looks like classic Guy Ritchie.
Yeah.
And with this stacked cast, Henry Golding as well, your favorite actor, he is getting more and more opportunity lately.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think, but come in the next year or two, he could be like headlining movies as the guy.
Yeah.
I know we just had Last Christmas, that we just had Last Christmas, which is true.
Yeah.
And he was the main interest in that, but that was the comedy romance. I feel like this could be like his like literal door openings to Henry Golding and Matthew McConaughey star as, like something like that,
Like he's definitely slipping his way into being the main player in these big Hollywood films. But
and I love it.
With Guy Pearce, like he's obviously got a very distinctive visual style and cinematic creativity, and he's done a lot of films, and some of them have been hits, some of them haven't been. His most recent one prior to this was King Arthur with Charlie Hunnam,
of course,
which failed. I haven't seen it, but when somebody mentions a Guy
Ritchie,
I was thinking Guy Pearce for a second. Guy Ritchie movie. People have very strong thoughts on what they think a Guy Ritchie film is.
Yeah.
I don't really have that. So I'm looking forward to watching this film and understanding the kind of films that Guy Ritchie makes.
Yep.
And this one showing the kind of like plot that it has, around these sort of mobsters in this kind of day and age.
Yeah, of course.
It's the kind of film that I think is going to be really fun. And all the actors I really like. Matthew McConaughey, as his age is getting better. Charlie Hunnam is also quite good. As we said, Henry Golding, favorite actor for some reason, as you say. Eddie Miles and Colin Farrell, Hugh Grant. Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah.
No,
it's going to be stacked.
All of this big summer blowout. Wait. Excited.
It's excited.
It's excited. I was in the wrong segment as well. I just had to correct you as well. Guy Ritchie's last film was not King Arthur.
Aladdin.
$1 billion grossing Aladdin. Wrote and directed Aladdin from last year.
Yeah, I just wrote.
That's one of the things that I appreciate with Guy Ritchie.
Yeah,
he has his ones that he like writes and directs that he brings to studios.
Yeah,
but then he also has the ones that the studios bring to him.
Yeah,
and they'll be like, "Hey, would you like to write and direct this?" And
just looking at his resume, there are some movies on here which I do really like, and a lot of them that I haven't seen. For example, Rock and Roller. Watched it recently. Love that film.
Love Rock and Roller.
That's your distinctive Guy Ritchie film.
Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Yeah,
those.
It's been a long
and Rock and Roller.
That's a Vinnie Jones.
Yeah. That was. I believe. I may be wrong, but I believe that was Vinnie Jones' like first acting.
One of. That's the earliest that I can think of Vinnie Jones.
Yeah.
But Sherlock Holmes 1 and 2, I've seen those. But the last Guy Ritchie film that I've seen was The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Oh, I haven't seen
it. Getting tired, are you?
No, it's the sweat. Yeah. It was running in my eyes.
Henry Cavill and the guy who almost played Batman, Armie Hammer.
Yes, Armie Hammer. Yep.
That film was okay. Yeah.
I
would watch it again.
Yeah. That one just came and went.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It didn't have a big cultural impact. So I'm interested to see where The Gentleman goes. But we have hit our time limit.
We don't have a time limit.
Just to let you know, I didn't start the timer until like halfway through the episode. So
I haven't seen the timer on the screen, dude.
As I said.
No, but either way, this one is an exciter for me. The Gentleman. I think that's what we'll be seeing this week.
Yes,
if not Jojo Rabbit, you'll be seeing it, and we can do a double review or something. I don't know.
Yeah, if I get the time and the it is pay week, so I'm like it.
Anyway. Looks like we're going to see 4 event cinemas. Get ready. Yeah. But either way, that has been the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely. Now 2C3 Pod, 2's Company 3's a podcast. Or TCTP, whatever you prefer to say. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at 2C3Pod. If you don't spill your Slurpee all over your laptop.
Yes, that's right. And luckily, it's rolling the other way towards Dylan's. But we are available on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Big Summer Blowout. Make sure to hit those subscribe buttons.
Absolutely. No wonder my laptop is very slow.
Shut up.
Anyway, if you do want to support the show in a way that does give you something in return, we do have T-shirt, mug, sticker, and of course, fridge magnet all over at tpublic.com. You can go over there and support the show and give you something in return instead of paying into a Patreon that gives you what you already get for free.
Absolutely. And if you would like to hit us up with any business inquiries, hit us up at 2's Company 3's podcast at gmail.com. Just like Lake Mac Strongman did. Make sure you check them out this Sunday at Swansea CrossFit Club.
Absolutely.
Something like that.
Yes. Just a little advertisement before we close over the show. Lake Mac Strongman is the local strongman team that I'm a part of, sort of, at this point. Deadlifts for Dollars competition. It's Sunday, January the 5th, 2020. Feel free to come and watch, or it's $40 entry to compete. There are great prizes up for grabs. Links to the event is down below. You can get all the details. Most importantly, all the money raised on the day, including the competitor's entry fee, is split 50-50 to the New South Wales Rural Fire Service, the RFS, and the New South Wales Wildlife Information Rescue and Education Services WIRES, because they are both doing a tremendous job saving our animals and saving our homes from the blazing fires that are hitting New South Wales and Australia at the moment. It's horrific.
Absolutely.
It's being held at CrossFit Gym, Body360 at Swansea. So if you want to come have a go or come hang along to watch me compete, you are most welcome.
Maybe get an autograph from the big dill dog over here.
Yeah, gonna stick up soon.
But either way, we have 2 podcasts every Wednesday and every Friday. Make sure you subscribe on all platforms and 4 YouTube videos every damn week.
Every damn week. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you next Wednesday.
Yes, and don't forget, we are Two's Company and you
are the podcast.
Where did you put that card?
Second one. Check the second one. Right. Is that it?
Right. Grab from the top.
I'm not going to get this, am I?
Perhaps not.
Okay.
All right, now, trivia.
Movie trivia at the end of the week.
Try and even up end of the episode.
End of the episode.
Every episode, tune in. We're doing this all year.
Yep.
In the 2003 computer animated film Finding Nemo.
Oh, okay.
What animal do Marlin and Dory hitch a...
Oh, yes.
Boys! Leveled it up 1 apiece.
Absolutely.
Score and the crowd goes wild. Thanks for tuning into that video by Two's Company Freezer Podcast. Don't be sad though, there's plenty more where that came from. Another cheeky video right there. Maybe even hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. Or, if you don't like our faces, check us out on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube.